One live stream, one reaction, and suddenly, Pooh Shiesty wasn't just trending, he was being watched. No diss, no name called, just a moment that quietly told everyone which side he's on, and why that choice might come with consequences that go way beyond music. This isn't just another rap disagreement, it touches on loyalty, prison support, and what happens when lines are drawn that go deeper than music. Social media has been buzzing about Pooh Shiesty allegedly throwing shade at NBA YoungBoy. Our goal here is to separate what was actually said from speculation. During a recent live stream, the Memphis rapper was casually interacting with fans and taking pictures when an uncomfortable moment brought deeper issues to the surface. This wasn't a random online exchange or a quick diss moment. The situation runs much deeper. And interestingly, it doesn't appear to be a direct back and forth between Pooh Shiesty and YoungBoy. At the core, this is about loyalty. And being closely aligned with Lil Durk has long been known to place artists at odds with NBA YoungBoy. Things shifted when fans began testing Pooh Shiesty's loyalty during the live stream. Fans often push boundaries, especially when rival names are involved, just to see how artists respond in real time. During the stream, while Pooh Shiesty was taking a photo with a female fan made a comment saying she doesn't support Lil Durk. That statement immediately changed the mood. Pooh Shiesty's reaction was visible, and the moment clearly struck a nerve due to how close he is with Durk. His response didn't come off as casual, it felt personal. Once Durk's name was dismissed, Pooh Shiesty's energy shifted from relaxed to irritated. That reaction highlighted how seriously he takes that relationship. In hip-hop, loyalty carries real weight, but Pooh Shiesty's bond with Lil Durk isn't limited to collaborations. When Pooh Shiesty was dealing with federal legal issues, Durk was one of the few industry figures who consistently showed public support. That kind of backing often creates long-lasting respect. The situation became even clearer during a moment involving streamer Rakai. During a stream, Rakai called Ben, who passed the phone to Pooh Shiesty. Rakai jokingly claimed he was part of 4KT, the group associated with NBA YoungBoy. At that point, Pooh Shiesty acted as if he didn't recognize the reference. While some viewers believe he understood exactly what was being said, his reaction suggested he chose not to engage with anything tied to that camp. Rather than confusion, his response came across as deliberate distance. He avoided acknowledging the group altogether, which many interpreted as a sign of where his loyalty lies. That moment reinforced the idea that existing tension is real, even without direct confrontation. To understand why this matters, you have to look at the long-standing situation between Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy. Their issues have been discussed for years and are often described as involving more than music. Different regions, past conflicts, and personal losses have all been mentioned in conversations surrounding their rivalry. Over time, social media intensified everything. Every post, lyric, or comment is closely watched. When one side speaks, the other side's supporters react. That constant back and forth keeps the situation active, even when the artists themselves aren't directly addressing it. Pooh Shiesty didn't randomly choose a side. His relationship with Durk has been described as close, built on mutual trust. They've been seen supporting each other beyond music, which in street culture often signals a deeper bond. Allowing someone into your neighborhood or personal space carries meaning. It suggests respect and trust that goes beyond business. For many, that's a level of loyalty that isn't taken lightly. This situation is also emotional for Pooh Shiesty. During his incarceration, much of the industry stopped mentioning him publicly. Some relationships went quiet. Lil Durk, however, continued showing support, keeping Pooh Shiesty's name present through performances and public mentions.
That context helps explain why Pooh Shiesty reacted strongly to the comment about Durk. It wasn't just defending a collaborator, it was standing up for someone who stayed loyal during a difficult period. For those unfamiliar with this side of the industry, it's common for artists to distance themselves when legal situations arise, especially federal cases. Public support can bring unwanted attention, and many choose silence instead. Durk's continued support stood out because it went against that norm. That kind of loyalty is rare in an industry where relationships can fade quickly when pressure builds. So this isn't simply about gratitude, it's about principle. In environments where loyalty is valued above opportunity, standing by someone often means accepting their conflicts as well. The moment with Rakai referencing 4KT highlighted that mindset. Pooh Shiesty chose not to engage, even jokingly, with anything tied to YoungBoy's camp. Many viewers saw that as a conscious decision to avoid crossing lines and to remain aligned with Dirk. Still, situations like this carry risk. NBA YoungBoy has a strong, loyal fan base, and any perceived disrespect can escalate quickly online. When tensions involve entire camps rather than just individuals, the impact can be much wider. Pooh Shiesty is likely aware of how moments like this can affect public perception and future opportunities. NBA YoungBoy has one of the largest and most dedicated fan bases in hip-hop. His supporters are known for being extremely loyal and very active online, often reacting quickly when someone speaks negatively about him. Despite knowing that reality, Pooh Shiesty chose loyalty over potential advantages. That decision says a lot about how he views relationships. In an industry where people often change positions for opportunities, he stayed aligned with the person who stood by him during a critical period of his life. At the same time, this situation highlights the downside of deep industry loyalty. Being loyal to one person can automatically place you at odds with someone else, even if there was never a personal issue to begin with. Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy don't appear to have had direct problems with each other. However, due to the situation involving Lil Durk, they now find themselves on opposite sides. The key question is whether this tension remains limited to music and social media, or if it develops further. When artists with real street backgrounds are involved and industry politics mix with outside influences, situations can change fast.
Looking deeper, this tension isn't just about two artists disagreeing. It reflects different regional cultures, different street environments, and different interpretations of loyalty and respect. Chicago's street culture operates differently from Louisiana's. When those two worlds intersect, pressure naturally builds. Adding another layer, Pooh Shiesty comes from Memphis, which has its own code and sense of loyalty. Even so, he aligned himself with Chicago through his close relationship with Lil Durk. This leads to the bigger picture. What we're seeing here represents a broader pattern in today's hip-hop landscape. Artists are increasingly pushed to choose sides in disputes they didn't start, largely due to loyalty and behind-the-scenes relationships. As a result, remaining neutral has become harder than ever. In many cases, if you're not openly supporting someone, you're assumed to be against them. Ultimately, Pooh Shiesty's situation isn't just about being part of a rap dispute. It's about loyalty, appreciation, and the reality that in this industry, relationships define both allies and opposition. When Durk supported Pooh Shiesty during one of the most difficult periods of his life, that created a bond stronger than just making music together. That kind of support can lead someone to stand by another person's conflicts, even if it comes with personal risk. It also explains why artists sometimes react strongly when fans show disrespect toward people they're loyal to. Breaking it down further, this situation shows how complicated the rap world really is. Sometimes you become involved in tension not because of something you personally did, but because of who you choose to stand with. That's both the meaningful and the risky side of the culture. The positive aspect is seeing real loyalty in an industry often criticized for surface-level relationships. The risk is that loyalty can pull you into situations that may affect your career or create added pressure. Now the focus shifts to what happens next. Will the situation stay confined to online exchanges? Could it influence Pooh Shiesty's future opportunities? Will NBA YoungBoy respond directly? And will other artists feel pressure to take a stance? One thing is certain, Pooh Shiesty made his position clear. He's standing with Lil Durk, and that naturally places him opposite NBA YoungBoy. In both the streets and the rap industry, neutrality becomes difficult when someone has shown you real support.
This also opens a broader debate about whether artists should inherit their friends' conflicts or be allowed to stay neutral.
In theory, neutrality sounds reasonable, but when someone supports you the way Dirk supported Pooh Shiesty, especially during incarceration, staying neutral becomes far more complicated. Another major factor here is how social media and streaming have reshaped conflict in hip-hop. In the past, disputes were mostly contained within music or private spaces. Now, everything is public. Every interaction is documented. Every response becomes content. Pooh Shiesty's reactions to fans and to Rakai quickly went viral, effectively defining where he stood in this situation. Streaming platforms also change fan behavior. Fans feel closer to artists and believe they can directly test loyalty in real time. They can provoke reactions and push artists to respond publicly. That's exactly what happened here. Fans questioned Pooh Shiesty's stance, and he responded in a way that matched his values. Of course, there are real consequences. This situation could affect Pooh Shiesty's ability to collaborate with certain artists, perform in specific regions, or expand his audience. NBA YoungBoy holds significant influence, and being on opposite sides can limit certain opportunities. At the same time, loyalty to Dirk could open other doors. Support from Chicago artists, stronger backing from Dirk's fan base, and new alliances could balance out those losses. The core lesson is simple but important. In hip-hop, every relationship comes with a trade-off. Every alliance creates tension elsewhere. Every decision narrows certain paths while opening others. Pooh Shiesty made his choice, and now he has to navigate what comes with it. So what do you think about Pooh Shiesty's loyalty to Lil Durk and the resulting tension with NBA YoungBoy? Did he make the right move by standing with Dirk, or should he have tried to stay neutral? Do you believe this situation will escalate or remain mostly online? One thing is clear, this story isn't finished. With strong fan bases and real-world connections on both sides, developments can happen quickly. In the rap industry, circumstances can shift overnight. Loyalty is respected in this space, but it often comes at a cost. Pooh Shiesty is facing that reality now, and only time will show whether it ultimately works in his favor. What's undeniable is that he's demonstrating a level of loyalty that's becoming increasingly rare in today's industry.